Welcome back everyone to my Let's Play of Final Fantasy Mystic Quest for the Wii Virtual Console. Last episode, Marshman rescued Captain Mac, Kaeli's father, and there was a good family reunion between Captain Mac and his daughter Kaeli back in Windia. However, that bright moment was darkened a little bit by the bad news that Captain Mac had. And the bad news was that there was someone known as the Dark King who was basically in charge of the four fiends who were draining the light from the crystals, who was causing all the chaos in the world. So, Marshman, despite, restoring all the crystals, he still has a job to do. He has to go find the Dark King, who apparently is residing at the top of the Focus Tower. Captain Mac lent Marshman his ship and said, hey, you can pilot it to this cave at the bottom of the Focus Tower and take that, and that'll take you up to the lair where the Dark King is. So, Marshman, accompanied by his one-time companion Phoebe, who helped him restore the light to the water crystal, boarded the ship and headed toward the basement of the Focus Tower. And this kind of reminds me of Final Fantasy I, where there was we had Chaos, who was the leader of the four fiends who were draining the elemental orbs, and had to fight Chaos. You had to go back in time and go through the Temple of the Fiends. And in the Temple of the Fiends, there were floors that were reminiscent of the elemental dungeons where the fiends were. So there was an earth floor, a fire floor, a water floor, and then an air floor. It's very similar here. We'll be going through the Focus Tower, and there'll be different floors that represent the different dungeons that we first ran into the fiends at. So this is kind of like an updated version of the Bone Dungeon, where we met the bone fossil who was draining the Earth Crystal. So it's going to be like that. There's going to be bones that we have to destroy with bombs. There'll be sand that moves us around. So yeah, basically all these floors are going to be like miniature versions of the dungeons that we first encountered the fiends in. So a lot of the enemies will also be repeats of the enemies we got there. So older enemies that we've already encountered, Marshman can one-shot with the Excalibur sword, except for once we get to the air floor, because that's kind of a recent dungeon. But the first three, the earth, water, and fire, Marshman should have no trouble defeating the enemies that are repeats with the powerful Excalibur. Speaking of equipment, we just got the final shield in the game, the Aegis shield, which is strong against petrification, which is really good because there's quite a few enemies and bosses that have the petrify spell. So that'll ensure that Marshman isn't turned to stone and can always revive Phoebe. So Phoebe is a really good magician. Her magic stat is maxed out, and she has non-elemental attack with white magic. She has thunder, and she has blizzard and fire as well. So she can hit most elemental weaknesses. And for enemies who don't have an elemental weakness or are strong against different elements, like she has the white, the non-elemental, to take care of things. So yeah, she pretty much one-shot everything with magic if she targets a weakness. So now don't feel bad about using upper magic charges because you have seeds. At the top of the tower, there's some treasure chests. They basically almost fill up your inventory. The treasure chests have cure, heal, arrows, and seeds, and there's 25 in each of them. So yeah, feel free to use Phoebe's magic and even Marshman's and replenish them with the seeds. So because you're gonna get at the top of the tower, you'll get most of that stuff back. So here we have the updated version of the bosses, the fiends. Kind of like how in Final Fantasy I, the fiends came back and they were a little bit stronger. So still have the same palette, but they have like a new name. They're a little bit stronger. So we have the Skullosaurus Rex. There's his stats. One of the good things about the Skullosaurus Rex, though, is despite being a boss, he isn't immune to petrification. So you can attack him with the Dragon Claw that Marshman has, and sometimes it'll actually petrify him and one-shot him, just like it happened there. So, yep, easy living. So yeah, I guess there was a mistake on their part. They forgot to code him with the boss immunities. So now the other bosses won't be as easy, but we'll still be able to take them out with between Marshman and Phobe's magic. And so yeah, don't feel bad about using magic. Like I said, you're going to get a lot of seeds at the top. So here we finally get to put the Sky Coin to use. And we head into this hallway here, and on each of these floors, like I said, it's going to be a kind of a mini dungeon where we first fought the Fiend, and once you defeat the updated Fiend in the dungeon, the little blocks that were preventing further passage up the hallway, they will disappear, allowing us to move on to the next floor. So this is like the little ice pyramid. We have to just hit these statues. We got to make our way around. It's kind of a little puzzle, but it's not too bad of a puzzle. You just, like I said, hit the correct statues with your sword. That opens the way forward. So, luckily there's not too many enemies in here, unlike the water temple that was like full of, the ice pyramid that was full of enemies. So, if you make a little mistake like I do, you don't really lose too much time. So, got some heal potions. Yeah, I should have went I went the wrong way here, but like I said, it's a quick backtrack, so. The door there, we got to hit that thing over there, and the back entrance here is locked, so. But, yeah, that's okay. Like I said, not too much of a detour, but like I said, this is the little bit of a mazy section, but that's the only little difficult part of it. So, enemies, once again, there's a few new enemies. There's this Cerebus enemy. We'll see the stats on the next floor when we fight them individually. And then there's a few repeat enemies, like these squids and the ninjas from the first floor. And there's shadow ninjas that are going to be pretty much on every floor, mixed in with the enemies that we got here. The repeat enemies from the original dungeons. Like I said, the original dungeon enemies, not a problem, because we can pretty much just one-shot them. Both Marshman and Phobe can almost one-shot them. So, especially these lower level ones. Take out these freezer crabs. They are weak to fire, but like I said, we don't really need to use the fire. So yeah, the enemies will retain their elemental weaknesses, but the bosses, because they're a little bit stronger, they lost their elemental weaknesses. But that's okay because both Marshman and Phobe have the white spell, and that is non-elemental, so we can still do hefty damage with them. Remember, when Marshman uses when Marshman uses a spell, make sure you put on the Dragon Claw, because it does increase his magic slightly. So that'll be our way back. I like how the dungeons are, like some of the previous dungeons, when we finish a floor here, they make it really easy to backtrack. So you wanted to hit that one statue there, because that makes it easy to backtrack. Let's see at the end. More freezer crabs, take them out. Get some arrows. Some Phobe. Since we went over to the right and cleared out that passage, we have the door open for the boss here. And the ice golem has now been upgraded to a stone golem. So, yeah, he doesn't have that weakness to fire anymore. The Cerebus, though, who are next to him, they are weak to fire. So, I'll put their stats. They're like the only new enemy, besides boss monsters, in this area. So, but we'll put their stats in on the next one when they're encountered alone. So yeah, they are weak to fire, so the flare spell can hurt them pretty bad. And then for the ones without elemental weaknesses, we just focus on the white spell. And feel free to use all the magic you want, because like I said, you'll be able to refresh up at the top of the tower with those 25 seeds that you get. So even after you like used all of Phoebe's magic spells, so there's not a whole bunch of enemies in this area. Even if you use like her magic on every single encounter, you still wouldn't go through 25 seeds. So, one is melting. I don't know how he's melting, even though he's stone like that, but. So finish him off, and that will. You'll see now when we leave this area. Those little blocks that were on the sides, they will be gone, allowing us to move on to the next repeat floor. And it'll be a repeat of the lava dome. So there'll be a bunch of, like the lava dome, we'll be just doing a lot of jumping from tile to tile, trying to make our way through a little maze over lava. Like I said, since all these rooms are basically just one big room, they're not too hard to get through. So, just take out this enemy here, even though he's not blocking anything. But yeah, what's a fleet, you know, once again weak to ice. The zombie minotaur over there on the right is weak to cure, but we don't really have to worry about those two because they're weak. They're older enemies, so the zombie minotaur is actually in the bone dungeon, the first elemental dungeon. So yeah, even Phoebe can one-shot it. And we have these steno enemies back. They can petrify you, so it's always good to have Marshman go after them because he is immune to petrification. Also, he can attack the Cerebus without worry. Well, actually, Phoebe can as well. They normally would attack you with they counter your physical attacks with a petrification spell, but like I said, now that Marshman has the Aegis shield, he doesn't have to worry about petrification, so he's fine. And Phoebe, because her bow and arrow isn't considered a melee attack, it's a ranged attack, she don't have to worry about that counter either. We just have a group of 3 Cerebus here. We'll finish, I'll show the stats off when we fight the group right over there. Because that's only a 2 Cerebus group, so we have more room to show off their stats. And there's the twin-headed wyvern, the updated twin-headed dragon. Usually a wyvern is like a baby dragon. You figure the wyvern would be the weaker one, but this one actually retains his elemental weaknesses though, so he's weak to ice and thunder. But even targeting the elemental weaknesses, Phoebe will still do more damage using the white spell. But when we fight it though, she's gonna mainly target the elemental weaknesses at first, while Marshman takes care of the henchman who's accompanying the wyvern. Because white has that split damage, so where we can just single target with the elemental weakness, the thunder or blizzard spell. So heal ourselves up here. Feel free to use cure potions too, because like I said, there'll be refresh. You'll get 25 of them at the top of the tower as well. And here we have the third boss, and we got first strike, so that's nice. So, like I said, as long as there are minions out here to prevent the multi-targeting of the white and reducing damage, I'll just have Phoebe attack an elemental weakness with black magic. And then once the henchmen are taken care of, then we can start just attacking with the white spell to deal more damage. It's not going to be split anymore. Okay, you'll see it does about 500 more damage, I think. She was doing about 1,500 with the elemental weakness. Now with the white spell, I think she does about 2,000. So between her and Marshman dealing all the damage with the white spells, most of these bosses ain't gonna last too long. So, go ahead. Well, I've already lost one of its heads. So, let's just go straight all-out assault. These guys ain't gonna last too long. So yeah, they've gotten a little stronger than their first forms, but we've gotten way much stronger, so. The only one who can still give a little bit of a problem is the updated Pazuzu, because he was the last fiend that we fought. He still has that trick with the side shield, which can be a real problem if with Phoebe with such good magic. Yeah, if the side shield reflects her spells back, it's probably gonna wipe her out, so just gotta fight that one carefully. So let's head out here and head up to the next floor, and we'll just do a little bit of exploration on that floor. Just gotta be careful on this floor, because if you slip off the edge, you'll fall back down into the onto the fire floor. Lucky you can't land in the lava. But you just have to, waste time and make your way back up, So luckily there's no elevators to fool around with in this sort of tower, where you have to make your way through this little maze. You got these, it can be a little confusing because sometimes you're, gotta go through those passages. But, head over this way first. To grab a treasure. Luckily there's not too much treasure, there's only 2 treasures here. This is the only one that's off the beaten path. So, once again, those Thanatos enemies weak to wind. Phoebe doesn't have the arrow spell, but I heard, I wasn't able to get her to use it, but I heard that if you put her on auto battle, she will sometimes use the arrow spell even though she's not equipped with it, so kind of that's a bug. But no real need to. I feel a much better easier just to have her control manually. Because these guys ain't too hard to take out. Her and Marshman can take them out with their physical attacks. Or I could just have Marshman use an arrow spell boosted by the Dragon Claw, but I'll swing that Excalibur sword. A bunch of arrows, not really important. Yeah, Phoebe's not gonna run out of arrows. Besides, that's one of the chests at the top that we'll get with the 25 arrows. We just got a little bit more time here. We're gonna get to another passage here. Chimeras, they're also weak to the arrow spell, but we'll just take that out with their single attack, with attacks, melee attacks. Phoebe can concentrate on taking out Cerebus with the fire, so I'll have Marshman, in case he gets a nice critical hit, to try to take out the fresh one. Because yeah, any enemy can be taken out with a combination of Marshman and Phoebe together. Alright, those enemies are down. That's pretty much all the enemy types on this floor. The updated Pazuzu is kind of straight ahead, but we gotta make our way around here. Head up this way, and that's where we'll leave off in the next episode. We're going to head through this passageway and make our way toward the updated Pazuzu. Take care, have a good one, see you then. Bye!